to make a frontal attack in Europe, it would be suicide for them, and they know that.
August the 17th, 1982, the Guardian newspaper reported that the Pentagon had completed a strategic master plan to give the United States the capability of winning a protracted nuclear war. August the 23rd, Secretary of Defense Caspar Weinberger wrote to newspaper editors complaining that the media had got American war plans all wrong.
I wrote the letter to get an unfiltered and, from my parochial point of view, correct statement of what you're actually about in Washington. I was concerned because, rightly or wrongly, and without in any way attacking the credibility or accuracy of the press, I was concerned that the impression was being given that we had a large unit in the Pentagon that was assigned to fighting protracted nuclear wars, and that is totally wrong. We have not changed the American policy, strategic or otherwise, basically at all, but the Soviet capability has changed, and our policy has always been the same, that is to maintain an effective deterrent. And an effective deterrent against nuclear war has to be one that is correctly perceived by the Soviets as being strong enough to discourage and totally deter any kind of a nuclear attack. As their capability increases, we have to strengthen and modernize our capability, and that is the only policy in which we're engaged, and it's exactly the same policy on which every American government has been engaged since the end of World War II. It ought to be kept in proportion. We allocate something under 15% of our budget to strategic weapons and nuclear capabilities. In keeping with the unanimous agreement at the Bonn summit, we are spending the balance of our budget on strengthening and increasing our conventional capability. Again, not with the idea of launching a war or getting a protracted war or anything of the kind, but with the idea of deterring every war. It's the paradox of our time that all of the things we are trying to do in the Defense Department are focused totally and completely on preventing a war through deterrence. And if I'm completely successful in everything I'm trying to do, we'll never use any of the things we're trying to persuade the Congress we should and need to have.
Can I just follow that
Surely.
up? Because the fears in Europe arose particularly around last October, didn't they, when President Reagan was quoted as saying he could see where you could have the exchange of tactical weapons against troops in the field without it bringing either one of the major powers to pushing the button. Now, that sounds very much like nuclear warfighting. At the same around the same time, Secretary Haig talked about a demonstration shot of nuclear weapons.
I think you should set that in the context in which it was said. And the context in which it was said was a hypothetical question by a Midwest editor at a group of